After taking a look at all 30 unique armor sets from Shadow of the Erdtree, I gotta say FromSoft may have gone, at the very least, 25 for 30 on these. A handful of these armor sets are pretty scuffed though. Regardless, you are going to know what all of them look like, where to get them, any special properties they have, as well as alternate pieces that you may have missed on your playthroughs. Let's get right into it. DLC armor set number 1 is Ansbach Set, which includes the Wise Man's Mask, Ansbach's Attire, Ansbach's Manchettes, and Ansbach's Boots. The black robes with the brown and gold accents, the silver mask that looks like something a dragon priest from Skyrim would wear. This lightweight 4-piece set looks great. And when you have the entire set on, you get a 15% damage boost to Blood Oath and Dynastic skills. This includes Dynast's Finesse on the Bloody Hellas, Dynastic Sickle Play on the Obsidian Lamina, Reduvia Bloodblade on the Reduvia, Corpse Piler on Rivers of Blood, as well as Bloodblade, Bloody Slash, and Blood Tax. And if you want this set for yourself, make sure you complete Ansbach's quest, and once you get to the final boss, summon him to fight with you. And once you defeat the final boss, you will find his body in the arena along with his set. The Ascetic Set is off-putting to say the least. The rough, primal look of the outfit is one thing. It's the mask with the disgusting horn growths that completely changes the vibe. It does increase your dexterity by 5 though, while also reducing the effectiveness of your flasks by 7%. And every single piece in this set can be farmed from Curseblade enemies. The Black Knight set obviously drops from Black Knights. You can find multiple of them around Castle Insis as you are clearing the area. This set does look amazing, I only wish it looked a bit more menacing, probably because of my deep love for the Black Knights of Dark Souls 1. Side note, on my first ever Dark Souls 1 character, well, technically Dark Souls Remastered, I was heading towards Valley of the Drakes really early on, and ended up finding that halberd-wielding Black Knight that is near the Grass Crest shield. Long story short, my first ever Black Knight kill gave me the Black Knight halberd. As soon as I got the requirements for it, I never used another weapon. That thing is broken. Anyway, if you enjoy edgier armor sets, this is right up your alley. It can mesh well with other dark armor sets in the game too. However, this is not even close to the edgiest armor set in this video. This set, on the other hand, well, there's really not a lot to talk about. The Common Soldier Set is the basic bitch of these DLC armors. Nothing remarkable about it, it's just kinda there. I don't really consider this one scuffed though. It does its job. And the entire set drops from Common Soldiers in Castle Insis and the Fort of Reprimand. Damn, I look good. The Dancer's set definitely makes a statement. With how many armors there are with red cloth or red accents, this one manages to really stand out. It's simple, yet regal. I couldn't tell you why, but I always love armor sets where each of the gloves are different. The single bracer looks super good, and with the entire set on, you get a 10% damage boost to quote-unquote dancing attacks. That includes Sword Dance, Deadly Dance on the Curseblade Cirque, the Heavy Attacks and Unending Dance on the Dancing Blades of Rana, Bloodblade Dance on Eleonora's Poleblade, the Heavy Attacks on the Flowing Curved Sword, Flame Dance on the Giant's Red Braid, Waterfowl Dance on the Hand of Melania, as well as Yokade's Dancing Blade, which comes on the Moraeus Executioner's Sword, and the Regalia of Yokade. And you get the entire set from defeating Dancer of Rana in the Southern Nameless Mausoleum, which, to get there, you will need to take an underground cave that is near the Cerulean Coast west side of Grace. The Dryleaf Robe can be altered to remove the cloak and the gold necklace, except if it wasn't for the necklace as well as the hat, this set would be incredibly mid. I guess it does look kind of cool when using martial arts, but it doesn't have any special effects. In my opinion, the arm wraps should increase the damage of martial arts, but that's just me. Or maybe the boots too. And this set is found under a waterfall that is under Bonnie Village. You can only access this area after using one of the teleport coffins in Shadow Keep. Yeah, FromSoft killed this one. The Death Knight set visually is one of the best out of the entire DLC. Visually, it's one of the best in the game. It is very versatile in terms of its looks. The helmet is peak edgelord. Then you got the armor, the gauntlets, and the greaves. Each piece enhances Ancient Dragon Cult skills by 2%, totaling at 8%. This includes all versions of Blink Bolt, as well as Thunderbolt and Lightning Slash. And the set is found on a Death Knight's corpse in the Dark Light Catacombs. Our first two-piece set of the video is the Divine Beast set. Dropped by the Divine Beast warriors in Enia Lim, you are not going to acquire this until the late game. Once you do get it though, you have two flexible armor pieces that can go with basically anything. The helmet stands out in the same way the Death Knight and Ascetic's helmets do. Flat out menacing. Also, if you are wearing the helmet, you will get a 4% damage increase to all skills, spells, and items that involve storms. This includes Stormblade, Storm Assault, Storm Stomp, Stormcaller, Thunderstorm on the Stormhawk Axe, Storm Kick on the Veteran's Prosthesis, Horn Calling Storm on the Horned Warrior's Greatsword, Zamor Ice Storm on the Zamor Curved Sword, as well as Stormwing Arrows, the Divine Beast Tornado Incantation, and the Zamor Ice Storm Sorcery. It also gives you 3 strength and dexterity, while reducing your focus by 45, and reducing the restorative effect of flasks by 9%. Bird Claws, Raw Mask, all gold. The Divine Bird Set is spectacular, and the claws actually increase the damage of kick attacks by 4%. You can stack this with the Shattered Stone Talisman. Then the helmet gives a 10% damage boost to Divine Bird Feathers, gives you 3 strength and 4 dexterity, while reducing the restorative effect of flasks by 9% and decreasing your focus by 45. And looking at this set makes me wish the Divine Beast set had gauntlets and greaves. When I told you FromSoft went close to 30 for 30 on these, I wasn't lying. The Fire Knight set is a perfect blend of red, silver, and even a little bit of gold, really what looks to be various shades of metals. And this is a set that actually has 2 alternate helmets. The normal Fire Knight helm increases your equip load by 4%, your HP by 2%, and your stamina by 5%. The armor enhances Messmer Fire incantations by 5%. Just don't alter it, or the buff goes away. You have Salza's Hood, which raises your intelligence by 2. You get it from the bridge that's near the West Rampart side of Grace. And finally, you have the Death Mask Helm, which gives a 12% FP reduction to summons. Once you drain the cathedral area of Shadow Keep, you will need to find and defeat Fire Knight Wago. Oh, and the Fire Knight gauntlets and greaves look amazing too. A beautiful DLC set. And I somehow almost forgot about the third alternate helmet for the Fire Knight set, which is the Winged Serpent Helm. This increases the damage of Flame Skewer, Flame Spear, Flare O Serpent, and Messmer's Assault by 10%. And you get it from a Fire Knight on the bridge before the Messmer boss fight in Shadow Keep. When I think of a gladiator, I immediately think of Freyja's armor set. The mix of leather and gold is spectacular. The helmet especially makes it look like a set that's meant for a truly seasoned warrior. Sadly, you don't get any special effects on it though. Now there is one way to get this set, but it can end up in 2 different locations. If you fight her during the Leda and Allies boss fight, you will find the set on her body in the arena after you beat them. If she isn't there though, go to the Storehouse 7th floor side of Grace after beating Leda and her allies. I'm a simple man. If I can turn myself into a pine cone, you can bet your ass I will. Gaius' set is pure comedy. This is honestly my favorite armor set in terms of looks. It's absolutely hilarious. And it is a heavier armor set, so its stats aren't that bad. Now, I did say best armor set in terms of looks. If we're talking about the best armor set in the game, we're gonna get to that later. I feel like a lot of you are gonna disagree with me on that, but moving on. The Gravebird Set is a 5-piece set that has an alternate chest piece. All of the pieces are found in different areas of the Land of Shadow. The helmet strengthens spells which summon rings of spectral light by 15%, and it is found in the Spiral Rise elevator shaft. The normal Gravebird armor is found in the Gravesite plane. As for the Black Quill armor, which increases the damage of jumping attacks by 10%, it is found north of the Templetown Ruins side of Grace. And this armor piece is so slick. No hate to the normal armor, it looks fine. You get the bracelets south of the Pillar Path Waypoint side of Grace, and the anklets are north of Morth Ruins in the swamp. You'll find a little cave to go through northeast of the Grace. This set looks like it would drop from a mini-boss or invader NPC of some kind. For jumping attack builds, this set is perfect. It's lightweight, it stands out. I'm a big fan. Gargoyle-esque stuff is my shit. And something else that fits in with that is the Lion Imp Head, which does increase your vigor by 2, and you get it in the Scorpion River Catacombs. I don't have a lot to say about the High Priest set. I would say I could go without it, but then that means you wouldn't have access to the rather repulsive Finger Robe. Just take the High Priest robe to a site of grace and alter it, and bada bing bada boom, you got the Finger Robe, baby. And it does boost the damage of finger sorceries by 8%, while the High Priest hat increases intelligence and arcane by 1. The normal High Priest robe doesn't do anything, nor do the gloves and undergarments. Similar to the Divine Bird and Beast sets, the Horned Warrior set has a helmet with a special effect. It gives you 5 strength, but decreases your focus by 30, and reduces the healing you get from red flasks by 7%. Then you got the armor, the gauntlets, and nice feet. The Hornsent Set is great if you want to look like your childhood blankie that you held on to for a little too long. The mask does nothing. Jesus, get it off the screen. The Braided Cord Robe enhances spirits summoned by Hornbairn by 15%. Same with the Watchful Spirit incantation. Both of these buffs are really niche. Then you got the Braided Arm Wraps and the Soiled Loincloth. Yes, that is right. That is the name. I'm sorry. Igon Set has no special effect. You get it from Igon once you complete his quest. His armor isn't the prettiest thing in the world, but it comes from one of the more entertaining NPCs in the game. Every second Igon is talking, or screaming, is priceless. The Iron Rivet Set is another one that has an alternate helmet. In this case, it is called the Pelt of Ralva, which really makes this set complete. It's interesting because the Fang Helm looks really good, with quite a few other armor sets, but it feels underwhelming after looking at this set with the Pelt of Ralva, if that makes sense. And if you are wearing the pelt, you will get a 15% damage increase to Roar of Rugalea. The normal set is dropped by Red Bear, who is a humanoid boss in the Northern Nameless Mausoleum. And the pelt is easy to get. All you have to do is defeat Ralva the Great Red Bear, who is found in the lake in the forest southeast of Shadow Keep. Both versions of the Highland Warrior set are amazing looking. This was also one of the leaked armor sets from the DLC. I remember looking at it on the wiki for so long, wanting it for myself. The first version, that has the leather crown and Highland attire, is found in Skidoo Altus in a forest east of the road leading to Shadow Keep. The second one, which has the leather headband and gloried attire, is found in Rao Base, near where the Red Bear Rugalea roams. And I really like these sets because they almost look comfortable, and the colors are really soothing. FromSoft killing it once again. Sadly, none of the armor pieces have any special effects. The Messmer Soldier Set is another 4-piece armor set where the helmet absolutely carries. The chest makes you look like you have a giant nipple, and the color palette is not exciting in any way. Not that one should have high expectations for this set though, as it does drop from a low-level mob. The low-level mob being the Messmer Soldiers that are near Shadow Keep. Ooh, and it looks like we're closing in on the best armor set in the game. This is exciting. You get Messmer Set from Enia at the Round Table Hold after you defeat Messmer and get his remembrance. Now listen, Messmer has one of the most iconic designs in From Software's history. From the moment I saw him in the teaser trailer, I was completely blown away. Now sadly, your character probably doesn't look as cool as Messmer, so wearing his armor set may be underwhelming. Personally, I don't really like the greaves. The rest of it, especially the helmet and chest, look damn good. And speaking of the helmet, it does boost the damage of Messmer Flame incantations by 3%, and Fire Knight skills by 8%. The Knight set is the peak edgelord set. There's not a set that comes close. You can kiss every other edgy armor set goodbye. No special effects, just darkness. Thank you, FromSoft. All you gotta do to get it is use the jar lifts in Bonnie Jail to reach the top level, and eventually you will find it on a corpse. You get the Oathseeker set along with the Pata fist weapon. Visually, this set is a work of art. It is a medium armor set too, so it's not too heavy, not too light. The chest piece is also worn by Needle Knight Leda, however, it is an altered version. Both versions look amazing, and you will find the set just outside of the Church of Benediction. All red everything. The Rakshasa set goes hard as fuck. It looks like it was molded from the blood of your sworn enemies. There is nothing more badass than this set, and it is what I believe to be the best armor set in the game. Each piece of Rakshasa's armor will increase the damage you take and deal by 2%. So this armor set gives you an 8% damage buff. And really, who cares about taking more damage when you can deal more yourself and be better about not getting hit? You also get it along with what is arguably the best weapon in the game. Rakshasa's set is absolutely goated, and the set is dropped by Rakshasa in the Eastern Nameless Mausoleum. Just like Dane's set, you need to use the teleporter coffin in Shadow Keep to access this area. Rellana's set. You got the helmet, you got the armor, gloves, and the greaves. No special effects, but Moon Mommy has the drip. Plain and simple. All of the armor pieces can be bought from Enia at the Round Table Hold once you defeat Rellana. One of my favorite masks in the game. Other than that, it's nothing remarkable. The Shadow Militiaman set makes it look like you are halfway to becoming some sort of evil jester. And yeah, you can find the set by killing Shadow Militiamen, who are all over Shadow Keep. The Solitude set is the Heavy Knight style set from the DLC. So many players use it, and for good reason. Solid poise, high resistances, it looks very clean. Got the Helm of Solitude, armor, gauntlets, and greaves. This is a great all-rounder, and you can get it early in the DLC too. All you gotta do is defeat the Black Jail Knight who is inside the Western Nameless Mausoleum. Thiollier's set. Am I the only one that felt weird anytime Thiollier was on screen? It's probably the mask. Speaking of the mask, it does increase your arcane by 3, and Thiollier's garb increases your arcane by 2. The gloves and trousers don't do anything of the sort though. And the way you acquire this set is the same as Ansbach's. Go through Thiollier's questline, reach the final boss, summon him to fight the boss with you, and afterwards you will find his body in the arena. The Verdigris set is comparable to the Bullgoat set. This and Bullgoat are basically tied for the best super heavy armor. The Verdigris has the highest poise, second highest physical defense, and the highest robustness. In my opinion, it looks 20 times better than the Bullgoat. I really like the Bullgoat helmet. The gauntlets aren't bad either. I guess the leggings are okay. It's mainly that really bulky chest piece. Verdigris is a perfect super heavy armor visually. And like I said, it is top 2, basically, in terms of its stats. And getting this set is really simple. Go through Moore's questline, and eventually you will come across a Forager Brood Pest at the Church of the Crusade. Defeat the pest, then Moore will invade you, defeat Moore, and you will get the set, his shield, and his bell bearing. And here we have the final set from the DLC. It's actually very fitting that this one comes last, especially since the list is in ABC order. Funny coincidence. This is the Young Lions set. All I gotta say is I'm genuinely happy that this set is in the game. Radahn is the GOAT of Elden Ring, and to get a version of his set that doesn't look weathered with age, words cannot describe how much I love this set. Red and gold has never looked better, period. And of course, to get it, you will have to defeat Consort Radahn in Anir Lim at the end of the DLC. Such an amazing boss fight. But once you get his remembrance, take it to Enia at the Round Table Hold, and you can purchase the set. And I was very shocked to learn that this set didn't have any special properties. I figured it would, but hey, I guess the swag is enough. And with this set, I feel like I should mention the Circlet of Light, which raises your intelligence, faith, and arcane by 1. It also increases the damage of Light of Mikola by 10%. After you defeat Radahn, go to the center of the boss arena, touch the golden orb, watch the cutscene, and you will get the circlet. There is also a Crucible Hammer Helm, which provides the same buff as the other Crucible armor pieces, and this one is dropped by Devonia, a Crucible Knight in the Rao Ancient Ruins. The Divine Beast Head increases your strength and dexterity by 4. You get this from the Dancing Lion boss in Bellarat, and this gives a 7% damage increase to all storm skills, spells, and items. It's basically a stronger, bigger version of the Divine Beast Helm. The Great Jar increases the power of all thrown pots by 16%, including hefty pots. It is found in Bellarat Jail, and the actual final armor piece of the video of the DLC, St. Trina's Blossom, which boosts your FP by 6%. Once again, after you defeat Radahn at the end of the DLC, go back to the Garden of Deep Purple and get the Blossom from St. Trina's body. And that is going to wrap it up for all of the DLC armor pieces. Make sure to comment down below which of these sets is your favorite. You already know what mine is. I'm also starting a new series for Elden Ring, and there are some other games coming out that I will be making content on as well. If you want to be the first to see when those new videos drop, hit the subscribe and the noti bell. And sorry for the delay on videos. This is not how I wanted to start out 2025, but things are going to get back to normal. Anyways, thank you for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.